Good morning. This is a 60-minute flow. Welcome. We'll begin at 7:15, all levels class. Feel free to message any questions in the chatter function before we get started. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is a 60-minute all-level flow, sunrise flow. Saturday morning will begin at 7:15. Good morning, Stacy. We'll begin class in just about 4 minutes. Hey, good morning, everyone. Do let me know if you can't hear me by chatting in the message box, or if you have any questions before we begin. My name is Joanna. We will be practicing a 60-minute all levels flow this morning, and we'll start in just about a minute. Great. Okay, wonderful. It is 7:15, so welcome everybody to class. Let's begin. I think the best way to begin before we start to move, child's pose. So you'll find your mat, you'll take the knees wide and place your forehead down. And you can take the knees actually as wide or as narrow as you'd like, and it just makes space for the chest begin to soften towards the mat and the hips to begin to soften back towards your heels. Child's pose allows us to take the spine of a baby, really not asking us to do much through the core yet, but just to simply warm up the back. So let's settle in here. And the breath does the softening by filling the back body and softening the muscles around the hips. In this early part of the practice, sensation begins hopefully in a gentle way, and we begin conscious breathing. So we take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's do 5 more rounds of child's pose here. We're going to have plenty of time to move, so let's really give the body and the breath this early attention. Full breath in, full breath out. And if the body already feels nice and open, and you need more space or a little extra, you could walk the hands forward and lift the elbows up off the mat. Perhaps it's the opposite for you. You need a little more comfort, a little more turning in. You take the arms behind you and catch your heels. 2 more breaths here, whatever version you've chosen. Full breath in. Full breath out. On this last breath in, hold it at the top. Allow yourself to be really full. Sip in a little more if you can. Be okay with that feeling of being full. And then open the mouth, let the breath go. Ha. Emptying completely. All right, let's glide up to tabletop all fours. And from here, we'll move through some cat and cow tilt. So for cow, you drop the belly, you lift the chest. For cat, you round, you press the earth away, rounding the spine. This is where you start to draw a little more conscious awareness to the belly, making it strong. Inhale, come back into cow, widen the shoulders. Exhale, round into your cat, drop your head, shake it out. Do that about 3 more times, moving with the breath. So see if you compare movement to that inhale, opening the chest. You compare your cat to that deep exhale, and let it be luxurious, still warming up the spine, warming up the breath. Yoga meant to shine a spotlight in a good way on the body, calming the mind. And we'll take 1 more round. Big breath in, press down through the hands, spread the fingers wide, and then round. Let the shoulders lift towards the ceiling. On the next breath, you'll come back to a neutral spine, gazing between your hands. We're going to thread the needle. So you might take the right arm all the way up to the sky before we thread, or you just take the right arm right away under your left arm. Right side of the face comes down to the earth. And it's a little bit like child's pose where we're working into the lower back, but it's also getting into that side body. We take that cultivation of the breath with us. 3 cycles on this side. Breath in, breath out. And if you can, transitioning to ujjayi, closing the lips softly, not clenching the face, but breathing in and out through the nose. We'll have one more round here. Full breath in. And then let it go. Come back up to tabletop, perhaps the way you came in, with sweeping the arm high and then placing it back down. Now, reposition, neutral spine. Left arm opens up. Left arm threads. Same thing here, letting yourself settle. Once you feel foundation, we can take those full, big breaths. And truly, if we do nothing but breathe the entire class, we're practicing some really powerful yoga. We're going to keep the breath and movement aligned. Even when we're not moving from a pose to a pose, there's movement in the body and the breath is paired with that. Take one more full inhale and then let it go. Really nice. Come back up to tabletop. Come out of it the way you came in, but do land, hands under your shoulders, hips over the knees, and let's tuck our toes under. Just hover your knees up off the mat. Yeah, so you might get a little rounding through the spine, and then hover them a little higher. Do that a few times, really slow descent into your downward facing dog. And the idea here is to keep a bend in the knees because we're still warming up some of these big movers and shakers, the hamstrings, the glutes, the backs of the legs, the quads. So we want some softness through the knees. Unless you know yourself, and right away you can straighten into a down dog. And we're prioritizing the length through the chest from the tailbone through the crown of the head. In fact, you're welcome to walk out your dog bending one knee. That'll get you a deeper stretch through the opposite leg. Stay for a cycle of breath and then pivot it over to the other side. Breath in, breath out. And then take a gaze at your hands, spread them wide, and make sure you have a wide enough space between each hand to really rotate the inner elbows. And that's something that doesn't tend to happen until we pay a little more attention to rotate the inner elbows towards the front of the room. Breath in, breath out. And if you're ever experiencing wrist pain, one reason may be that you're dropping too much weight forward. So we really want to actively engage the belly, pull the seat up and back so the legs take a lot of this pose. Rise up onto all 10 tippy toes, inhale, and then drop your heels back down, exhale. Let's glide out to high plank by pushing off the balls of the feet and the toes. You're gazing down between your hands. And if you don't feel the belly working, then you might need to drop your hips a little lower. Let the chest emerge, the spine a little longer. And the lower we get to the earth, we're able to really ignite the arms, open up the chest. Take a full breath in, pull the ankles slightly together, and then up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Breath in, breath out. Let's do that again. Press off your feet, engage your core, glide out to high plank. Breath in when you're full. Up and back, downward facing dog, let it out. Let's do that 3 more times. Follow the breath, glide out, lengthen the inhale. Up and back, downward facing dog. That's when the belly gets strong and pulls us up and back. All right, back out on it, breath in. Up and back, downward facing dog. Last one, glide out to high plank. Keep the integrity. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Breath in and let it go. Walk the feet together to touch. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Roll the ankle, flutter the toes. Bend and open the hip. It's a breath in. And then step your right foot forward to your right hand. You're going to drop the back knee, and you'll walk your hands up your front thigh. Hands can stay at your waist or they sweep overhead. Gaze is forward, back of the neck long. In fact, a really great focal point for the back of the head in a lot of these poses is to imagine a high back chair. Boom, and you can press the back of your head into it with lengthen out all that vertebrae in the back of the neck. And even if we begin to go up, we pick our gaze up, we walk it up the wall towards the ceiling. The head drops back slightly, but it stays lifted. So we're not dumping into the neck. All right, take another full breath in, your expression of this low lunge. And then exhale, hands are gonna come to the mat, and we're just gonna take a half split here. So we'll walk our hands back to straighten the front leg. If that's not enough, pick your back knee up, walk it back a few inches. And don't worry about how close you get to this front leg. Instead, can you concentrate on pressing the heel down, spinning that pinky toe towards your heart. Breath in, breath out. Maybe you fold, you drop the head just for a breath, let the upper back round. And then on an exhale, we'll walk it back forward to that low lunge. We'll pop the back knee up, keep the left hand down, right arm high, simple twist. Breath in, breath out. Find your back foot, move around a little bit. Feel how you can shift weight and shift the posture. Find your front foot, press down through the heel. Ignite your back leg, deep breath in. Hands to the mat. Let's step it forward. Big toes together to touch. Inhale, find a flat back so the belly gets full but the spine gets long. And then forward fold, exhale. Sweep all the way to standing Tadasana, arms wide overhead. And then hands to heart center, exhale. Let's sweep the arms wide and then to the sky. And then dive forward or take your time, forward fold. I'm modifying for an injury. Inhale, open the belly, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Take it through your first chaturanga, high to low. So from that high plank we've been practicing, keep that integrity of a long body as you lower to low. Come all the way down to the earth for this first one. For a back bend option, baby cobra. Elbows back, hands down. Hands press the earth away as if a contraction the mat back behind you. Heart comes forward. Check in with the feet, draw the ankles towards each other as you fill. And then exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Through tabletop if we were in cobra. That's the best way. Breath in. And let it go. All right, left leg up and back, three-legged dog. See how it feels to be on 3 points. Roll the ankle, flutter the toes. And then bend your knee, open up your hip. Another breath in gets you ready to sweep that left foot forward. Low lunge. You drop your back knee, walk your hands up your front thigh, and this might be enough. And I love a low lunge, deceivingly less challenging, but you're opening up the hip flexors, and you're also learning this duality of strength, of pulling the hips back and squeezing both thighs towards center. Arms come overhead, and we keep that balance of ease and support. Same thing here, finding the back of the neck lengthening first, and then maybe a little bit of a back bend, but you keep space between the base of the skull and the shoulder blades. Take another full breath in, and then hands to the mat. We'll find that simple twist. We'll find your half split. Take your hips back, straighten your front leg. And you'll probably have to walk your hands back a little more, maybe pick up the back knee. And our alignment is very important in our practice, but so is equally as important as our ability to stay curious and flexible, to explore what's happening. Maybe drop the head, let the upper back get a stretch that next breath in. And then let's walk it back forward to that little lunge. Pop the back knee up, or you're welcome to keep it down. Simple twist. Just as we did with the back knee on the ground, we've got that traction from the front foot to the back. They're gently pulling towards each other. We're able to free up more space in the chest to revolve. Take another full breath in, and then hands to the mat. Step it forward, big toes touch. Inhale, find a flat back to breath. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep all the way to standing Tadasana, arms overhead. And then hands to heart center. Nice work, everyone that's here. We'll begin again in a moment. But before we do, a moment to set an intention, or maybe just some words of gratitude for someone, for something. And it could even be for yourself, loving kindness. So let's take a moment to do that this Saturday morning. And then open the eyes, feel the feet underneath you, a little shifting back and forth, toes and heels, that space in between our platform for our practice. Standing tall, you'll take the arms wide and overhead, full breath in. And then follow the breath out as you fold. Pull the hips back and dive. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back, high plank. Find your chaturanga, so your low plank, either knees up or knees down. Your back bend could be up dog or that baby cobra we took earlier. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Settle in, downward facing dog. Most importantly, let the breath continue to move through you. Full breath in, full breath out. We're gonna move through some sunnies, breath to movement. So let there be a flow. You decide if you have to slow the pace down or speed it up, but we'll find breath in each posture, and we'll try to feel that space in between where we're passing off between the postures or linking them together. All right, bend your knees a lot, pull your seat back, and then look forward. Use your hands or core in front of the mat, hopper step. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep to standing, big breath in, maybe gaze up, wrap the arms in, and then dive forward, exhale. Hands to shins, find length, and then hands to the mat. You'll take your high to low, keep the elbows pointing back as you do. And then it's back bending, upward dog or baby cobra. And then the exhale takes us downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. 2 more, let's go. Bend your knees, fill, tippy toes, look forward, front of the mat. Inhaling. Exhale, give it away, head heavy. And then sweep to standing, press down through the feet, keep the toes light. Dive forward, exhale. Hands to shins. Hands to the mat. Chaturanga, keep the back of the neck long. Heart opening, full breath in, right to the top. Once you're full, up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more. Bend your knees, pull your seat back. Look forward. Exhale, take it there. Inhale, fill. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come up, heels through fingertips. Once you're there, fold it, let it go. Hands to shins, hands to the mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. And all of you know, I think many of you that are here practice regularly in the studio, so you know when to modify, you know what you need, and you know that this arc we're creating, this slow progression, speeding up the heart rate, And then we're gonna get closer to those long holds, but first we'll continue to build that fire, that flame. So you'll bend your knees, you'll look forward, and then exhale front of the mat. Once you arrive, you'll find your flat back, and then you'll let it go, head heavy, just repetition here. Bend the knees this time and find Utkatasana chair pose. So if you can do Utkatasana, great. The seat's dropping back because of gravity, but it's also kind of seeking the back of your mat. And then your chest is seeking the front of the room. And it's also trying to lift up just slightly. So we have to thread that together through a strong core. I'm modifying for my back, so I've been taking a squat against the wall, so my back can be really straight, and I can stay supported, and it will work the legs as well. But if you're here in Utkatasana traditional version, know if the heat is building, the breath is getting louder and responding. That's exactly what's meant to happen. Building that tapas, that flame. Let's go for 3 more. You're doing a great job, I can tell. 2. Take 1 more big breath in. Let the seat drop. Keep the heart lifted. Thread it together through your core. And then forward fold, exhale. Hands to shins, find length. And then hands to the mat, chaturanga, flow it through. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Full breath in. Stay with it. That back bend, so beautiful. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Breath in, breath out. Okay, you're gonna sweep your right leg up and back, stay with me. And then you're gonna knee to nose, exhale, hold, gaze past the front of your mat. Awesome, up and back, inhale. Take it over to the right elbow, hold. See if you can bring the knee up even higher, maybe towards your shoulder. And then up and back, inhale. Let's take it to the left elbow, same thing. Can you bring up the knee a little bit higher towards the shoulder? Hold, up and back, inhale. And then step it to your right thumb. You're in a low lunge to begin. All right, from a low lunge, you're gonna sweep the arms back behind you like airplane wings. So find your feet, your foundation, squeeze both the left and the right thigh towards each other so you can hover the chest, arms back behind you. Of course, if that's too much, you'll modify hands on the earth or back knee down. Big breath in, big breath out. Take another big breath in, hovering, and then hands to the mat, back to that low lunge. Walk your right foot out a little bit wider on your mat. Step your back foot down and out for warrior 1, but keep your hands on the earth for a moment. Find your feet. Then use the legs, the core to lift. Full warrior 1, hands to the hips or arms overhead. Breath in, breath out. The arms are coming towards the ears, biceps towards the ears. And arms, fingertips lifting towards the ceiling. Deep bend through that front thigh. So many of you that practice often, you've lost count of how many warrior 1s you've done, and you want to go deeper. Know every time you show up, if you're paying attention, you're breathing, you're evolving your practice, but a deep bend through the front thigh. That's the more traditional advancing of this pose. Maybe you try that on that deep 90-degree bend. Warrior 1 takes the arms overhead, and then stay here. Just sweep the arms back behind you, interlace them at your lower back, drop your knuckles, open your throat, gaze up at the sky, shoulders drop, neck lengthens, full breath in, and then you're gonna humble your warrior. So you'll fold in front of your front thigh with the bind still through the arms if that's accessible. Keep that deep bend, that warrior 1 bend. And then once you arrive, pull your right hip back towards your left heel. That'll traction you back into place with the hips. Allow the chest to drop, head heavy. Full breath in. And then hands to the mat. Flow it through your chaturanga or we'll meet you in downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. All right, from downward facing dog, the left leg comes up and back. And same thing, knee to nose. Gazing past the front of your mat, up and back, inhale. Take it over to your left elbow, maybe to your left shoulder. Up and back, inhale. We'll take it over to the right elbow, maybe the right shoulder. Up and back, inhale. We'll step it to our left hand. Okay, so we're in this low lunge. You've got the hovering once again of the arms back behind you. Feet drawing towards each other. And that tractioning of the back foot towards the front foot allows us to really feel the back foot, the ball of the foot, to leverage it, to press it down, to pull it forward, to find that place in between the center. Arms hovering, shoulder blades together. One more big breath in. And then hands to the mat. You'll walk your left foot over, widen your base for warrior one, walk your right foot to the right, drop it down, and then arrive full Virabhadrasana one. You should feel a little air under the back foot on the inner arch because you're trying to stamp down through the outer arch. You feel the inner arch just slightly lift. I always think of the feet broadening over time through our practice. You know, that awareness through the toes, the soles of the feet, they must be growing. Full breath in, full breath out. If your shoes feel tighter, you can blame yoga. And then the front leg again, if you're going for that advancement in warrior one, not advancing if you're already, the mind is everywhere and the body's fighting the pose. But if you have the space to go deeper through your front thigh, take another full breath in, arms lifted. And then arms come back behind us, interlacing lower back. Take the opposite thumb in the interlace, open the chest, lengthen the arms, lift. And then you'll humble your warrior on this side. So hinging at the hips, fold the inside of that front leg. Breath in, breath out. Head is heavy, don't fight that. Let go where you're meant to let go. And then in this case, you draw your left hip back towards your right foot. That subtlety, squaring the hips, allowing you to surrender. Take another full breath in. And then hands to the mat, chaturanga, flow it through, high to low. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Really nice work. Fill it up. And let it go. Let's do one sun A, just to move a little quicker. Let's bend the knees, Phil. Pull your seat back. Hop or step to your hands. Find a flat back. And then forward fold. Sweep to standing, full breath in. And then hands to heart center, exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga, high to low, or back to downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. All right, let's take the feet together to touch. Inhale the right leg up and back, and then step it forward for your low lunge. Instead of sweeping the arms back behind us, we're going to begin to shift forward into that right foot. And first find a nice long spine. So engage the back leg, drop the hips a little lower to the earth if needed, and let the heart extend over the front knee. Now begin to shift weight into that front foot for standing leg split. Left leg to the sky, head drops. Right leg presses down to ignite your standing quad. Head lets go. All right, take another full breath in. This is a Shiva squat to come back to our low lunge. So we bend the standing knee a lot. The left knee nestles in behind the back, the front knee, the right knee. So you're in this low squat. You should feel that right leg working. And then you'll shoot the left leg back, coming back into our low lunge. Full breath in, full breath out. This time we're going to drop the back foot and windmill up to warrior two. So find your warrior two, front toes pointing forward, back heel slightly out. Arms extending nice and long. We're going to take a nice long hold here in warrior two. I can feel the excitement over the waves. Breath in, breath out. And close your eyes. Notice where the chest is landing. Shoulders should be right over the hips. And you can tell if you're pitching forward or pitching back. Make that subtlety by moving the core of the obliques. And then if there's space, that deep bend through the front thigh. Breath in, breath out. Okay, you're halfway there. Stay with it. Really powerful thing I've been paying attention to recently is this proposition of the breath and what it's meant to do. The inhale, we know, extends us. The exhale softens us. But the inhale also makes the belly full. And many of us are in the habit of always hugging the belly in, flattening the belly all the time. And it has this adverse effect on the rest of the accessory muscles to breathing, the diaphragm, everything else. So if you can, and it also reminds us that there's softness and ease paired with that strength. So allow yourself on an inhale till the belly gets full, the chest open. And an exhale allows softening and dropping deeper to the earth, the shoulders relaxing. All right, if you're in warrior two, good job. Keep the arms extending. Another big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Next inhale, you flip reverse, come up and back. Reversing your warrior. So the right arm is reaching, the left shoulder is dropping back, shoulder blade slightly hugging. It's like a self-made back bend. It's exactly what it is when you hug the shoulder blades together. Take another full inhale and then straighten your front leg, exhale. Pivot your feet so you're in a straddle, so they're parallel to one another, and I'll face you. And from here, we're going to take the toes out, heels in, and we're going to sink into goddess, hands to heart center. Full breath in, full breath out. And drop as low as you can this morning without rolling the shoulders forward. So if you begin to roll, that's your cue to come out of it a little bit, but otherwise sink it as low as you can. Keep the thighs spinning back behind you. Hands pressing together. Exhale. Let's do 3. For 2. Take another big breath in. And then press the heels down to come to standing. Lovely. All right, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Keep the legs wide. And then we're going to simply take the hands together to touch. Elbows bend. You'll drop your hands back behind your head. And the head has a little basket here to lift. And what I'd love you to focus on is hugging. If the arms are splaying off to the side, even subtly, hug them in and up. Elbows pointing directly towards the ceiling. Full breath in. Full breath out. Arms hugging in and up. Big breath in. And then release the arms. Exhale. We're going to pivot back into that right foot for, oops, that's my left. There we go. My right foot for warrior two. We're going to move from here. So actually, if you have a block, you'll want to set it up at the front of your mat. And from warrior two, the first thing we're going to do is flip reverse. And from this reverse, we're going to take the same action we just did with both arms, but only with the right arm, where we bend the elbow and let the fingertips graze the shoulder blade. Now the left arm is going to stay down and bend, And we're going to try to find this connection through the hands or maybe somewhere along our shirt where the right elbow, just as we did before, hugging in and up. That's going to allow us to drop the left shoulder, to maybe find that bind, maybe to go a little deeper through the front thigh, gazing up, back, bending full breath in, and then straighten the front leg, release. We're going to move into half moon. So walk your back foot up enough to shift forward. I'm not going to take this pose, but shift forward. Find a block under your right hand, lined up with your right shoulder, just probably 6 inches in front of your foot. And you'll press down through the block to lengthen the chest forward. Flex your back foot to fire it up, half moon. So in half moon, the back leg, the thigh is slightly rotated down, not opening up the hip. The twist comes from the torso. And I used to teach it for many years. I don't want to say incorrectly, but that we're opening the lifted leg. And then that forms a habit. It feels good. And then I read more about the pose, and it really is coming from the core. And it is a very different sensation when we can't open that hip totally, but instead we're lengthening the spine and rotating from strong legs and a strong core. All right, take one more big breath in. And then from here, land a back warrior two. Let's reset. Lots of warrior two today, a strong pose, chest open, what we need, not rolling forward or sitting, but standing strong. Take another full breath in. Flip your front palm, come up and back. And then hands to the mat, you'll flow it through, high to low. I'll see you in downward facing dog. Hope you're all feeling really good. Big breath in. Or you're feeling what you're feeling, because that's yoga. We let it move through us like the clouds in the sky. Or maybe today, like the sun in the sky. All right, big breath in. And let it go. Okay, let's take the left leg high and then step that to your left hand. Once again, we're in that low lunge. And we'll try to set the legs before we take standing leg split. So really fire up the back thigh, come up onto fingertips, let the heart shine over and up over that front knee. Then begin to shift weight into the left leg, the left foot, standing leg split, right leg to the sky. Breath in, breath out. Drop your head, let the neck release, the ears release. Actually feel that place like just under the ears, around the lymph nodes. Take another full breath in, and then we're gonna find that Shiva squat on this side. So we bend the standing knee, the right knee nestles behind the left knee. So you should really feel the left thigh working here, but we get small or compact in an effort to shoot the right leg back with control back into that low lunge. Breath in, breath out. All right, this time we'll open it up, warrior two. So windmilling up. Now the left leg leads, the back leg lengthens. Arms are long. In fact, on this side, let's flex the wrists like we're pressing through the palms. We are pressing through the palms, but we're widening the walls away from us. Everyone wishes they could make their house a little bit bigger right now, a little more spacious. If we get really good at meditation, we can transport ourselves anywhere. But the arms, as they get heavy, as you want to put them down, so natural, instead go right into that fire, lengthen the arms long. You're halfway here on this hold. Continue to let the breath move through you, the body, listen to those sensations. Okay, 3 more. Breath in, breath out. All right, let's flip the front palm, come up and back, reverse your warrior. Drop the right shoulder, lift the left arm. Another full breath in. And then let's straighten that front leg. Once again, pivoting your feet to this straddle position. You can take goddess again. You need more fire, more heat. That's heels in, toes out. Or prasarita forward fold. So I'm going to take the forward fold, toes in, heels out. And you can take your hands to your hips, wrapping the shoulder blades together, our self-made back bend. We're all very familiar with that now. And you'll lift the heart, lift the gaze, send some breath to the throat, and then push the thighs back, the hips back as you fold. There's so much good stuff generally on our way to this forward fold. We don't want to go to the deepest point right away. If you're not using a block for your hands and you're bringing your hands down to the earth, great. You can still keep the spine long. You could even walk your hands through your legs and let the head drop. Breath in, breath out. Another one that's really good is to take the hands forward and wide, like a prasarita down dog. Shake the head out, let go of anything you don't need. So much of this practice, accepting what is, but making space, knowing what to hold on to, what to let go of. Right? And I think yoga is that practice of putting the idea of letting go into action. We learn how to breathe and let the mind relax, so give it some space, some peace. Full breath in. All right, full breath out. Let's find a flat back and come all the way standing in this straddle. Left leg takes, where's the leading leg? Left toes pointing forward. We're gonna find warrior two again. Remember we had a nice long visit with warrior two, and you can feel the chest, you can pitch it forward, pull it back, and really feel the entire torso at work here. This whole system of the body showing up. And we'll take our bind here by spinning the left palm up and back. And then we'll bend this left elbow, let the fingertips land between the shoulder blades. In fact, if you have the top, you can grab all the better. You can pull that elbow in and up. Right shoulder drops, right elbow bends, and we try to meet in between. You might gaze up, go a little deeper through your front thigh. And then you'll straighten the front leg to come out. We'll set up for half moon on the left. So again, take your block just in front of or a little diagonal of your front foot, about 6 inches. Again, the magic, and it's a pretty easy formula once we crack it, is to keep the spine lengthening, to keep whatever foundation, Pada Bandha, through the standing foot. And then everything else follows, or I should say the last thing that follows is the rotation of the chest. Back leg is strong, slightly spinning down. Right arm lifted. And the magic of a yoga block or a stack of books, whatever you're using at home, you can try different heights. Some days you might need the lowest height, some days the highest. And that's our practice, just showing up, being flexible, listening. Another full breath in. And then you're going to land warrior two. Once you land strong in warrior two, you flip reverse on next in-breath. And then you take your hands to the mat and flow it through. High to low. Big breath in. Big breath out. Really nice work. Resettle for a moment. Warrior, downward dog. Big breath in, sigh it away. And then put that behind you, glide out to high plank. And from high plank, you'll hold. We're gonna get ready for Vashisthasana. So you're welcome to drop your knees for this, but otherwise you'll drop your heels to the right or the left. We'll do both sides. Flex the feet, ignite the thighs, then reach the left arm overhead. Holding here. Remember that high back chair. You can press your head into it. and lengthen the neck. Everything working together. Breath flowing through that channel of the spine, the chakras, if you are into those. Another full breath in. And then hands to the mat, hold. We're not flowing, we're staying in high plank. And we're coming down to forearms. So drop your forearms. I know you're working hard. Squeeze the thighs together. Feel that number 11 through the arms. Really press down actively and gaze past the front of your mat. Take another full breath in. Come up to high plank and downward facing dog. All right, let's glide out to high plank. We find all 10 toes, the heels, pulling towards each other. And you'll drop your heels to the other side for Vashisthasana. And there's a subtlety in Vashisthasana where we land the shoulder, which should be over the wrist. So we might have to come slightly forward or back, creating space. Once we thread that all together, the top arm extends. And we're breathing. You've got this for 3. Lift the bottom hip up, the top hip, the one that's stacked on the top of the pose. Draw that towards whatever's in front of you, whatever you're gazing at. So you're lifting and stacking. Full breath in. Hands to the mat. Hold in high plank. This is the last forearm plank. Come down. Forearms on the earth for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a big breath in. Drop your hips to the earth. Sphinx pose. Breath in. Arms stay where they are. Breath out. And you can stay here in Sphinx. The magic is in pressing the forearms down and then imagining you could widen, this traction of widening your mat from side to side. Beautiful stretch for the abdomen. More gentle on the lower back as a back bend. Take another full breath in, Sphinx, and let it go. Exhale. Please press up to tabletop and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's walk to the front of the mat, rolling up to standing. Once we arrive, we'll begin in tree pose. So the right leg is going to take the weight. Left foot meets your inner right thigh. And, if you've come to a few of my classes recently online, when we learn, it's true of anything, we start to kind of like restate it for a while till it becomes a habit. Like even as our practice, we do that as teachers. So you've probably heard me say in tree pose, in an anatomy book, this entire right leg is just firing, even the right side of the body, the obliques. There's one muscle on the left side in the glute that is opening this left hip. So it's really about my standing leg. Everything else will follow. If I can get nice and tall and rooted, then I can sweep my arms overhead, full expression. Take another big breath in. Bring your left knee to center, exhale. So keep the left knee lifted. And we're gonna find a twist by hugging our left knee with our right hand. And we're gonna gaze to the left. Left arm can also open here. So the trick is to twist from the core and to keep as much as possible the hips coming forward. Left knee like a magnet towards the front of the room, pressing down through that right heel. One more big breath in, and then to standing release. Nice work. Pedal out your feet. Shift weight to the left like tree pose. Right in on the other side, hands to heart center. What haven't we done for a bind here? Let's see, we could take the hands together, interlace, press through the palms, and then walk the palms up the wall in front of you to the ceiling. Nice big stretch for the front line of the body. Left leg, we've got to find that rooting, that lengthening, that power. Stand up a little taller. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. Tree pose, one more round of breath. And then take your right knee to center, hands to hips. Getting ready for this twist. Left hand finds the right knee. You begin to twist over towards the right. Maybe the right arm opens. All right, take another big breath in. And then let's come back to center. Release your leg, pedal it out. So we're gonna come into dancer's pose. The right leg will take the weight, right bicep to ear. And so we're gonna do it a couple times. So the first time we'll reach back with our left hand, find our left foot. And if you can go full dancer, great, but we're gonna do it twice. So try maybe on the first one to just keep the thighs together, right arm extended, and don't even tip forward, just gaze up. You'll feel that action right away of the shoulder blades coming together, the shoulders drawing back, and you're rooting. And we want to keep that. We want to keep the closed hips as much as possible, or the squaring hips, the open chest when we come into it again. So you're welcome to tip forward. Otherwise, this version, one more big breath in, and then exhale, release to standing. We'll set up that modified dancer's other pose, other side, left bicep to ear, right arm reaching back, knees hugging together. So all that action in tree of that standing leg, you've got that in dancer here. And then nowhere to go except with the gaze, the chest will follow that big, beautiful open heart. Full breath in. Full breath out. You're welcome to take it into full dancer, but we'll get there in a moment. Another breath in, and then release to standing. So here we go, right bicep to ear. Left arm reaches back, dancer. You set it up, you find that full extension. If you want to begin to take it forward, keep the left knee pointing down, not splaying off to the side, and the left foot kicking back. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, the heart open. In fact, you can take your right hand to your right shoulder and just gently guide it back. Take another full breath in and then release. Beautiful. Left arm high, right arm reaches back, right foot. Knees locked together, knee pointing down as you begin to tip forward if you're taking it there. Right foot kicking back. The breath, by the way, creates the space between that extended foot, the foot kicking back and the arm reaching forward. Every inhale, they get a little further apart. Every exhale, you find your standing leg. One more big breath in, and to standing release. Sweep the arms overhead, full inhale. Dive it forward, exhale. Hands to shins, find length. Hands to the mat, chaturanga, high to low. Really nice work. Open it up. And downward facing dog. Please glide out to high plank. And then we're gonna take a slow descent, 10 breaths. So you'll hover. Oh man, I left the mouse on the screen the whole time. I wonder if that comes up in a video. For 5, 4, 3, 2, one more big breath in, and then let it go. Melt to the earth. Deep inhale. Let everything go. Nowhere to be. Deep breath in. So happy to have you guys here this morning to share this practice. It's just as meaningful in a different way to connect online. And so important that despite our changing circumstances, which is hard for all of us in different ways, that you're making the time for your practice. It's so great. Spin the opposite cheek to the earth, another couple of breaths. Let the shoulders soften, really drop towards the earth. Breath in, breath out. And then please take the arms back behind you like airplane wings, your shoulders come back as well. The forehead begins to lift off the mat, the chest emerges, and the legs do as well. Shalabhasana A. So you're lifting, but also think about getting longer. So heart forward, feet and toes reaching back. Take another big breath in. Stay, exhale. One more big breath to lift. You're welcome to stay here or you'll bend your knees. Arms are already reaching back, so now you'll reach for your ankles, flex your feet. Big breath in, back bending. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. If you rock and roll in your bow, that's okay. But feel something, whatever it is, the belly connected to the earth. If you're in Shalabhasana, you'll stay with it, shoulder blades coming together. Another full breath in, and then release, exhale. Beautiful work. Bend your knees, tick-tock your feet side to side. Full inhale. Every exhale, an opportunity to let go. All right, press up to tabletop and then sweep the legs in front of you. We're gonna come into some abs and we're gonna do just a minute and it's yogi's choice. So you're welcome to do yoga bicycles or climb the rope or hold a nice long boat pose. But let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. Use the breath. Inhale. The exhales that push the belly flat. Nice. If you're taking yoga bicycles, the trick is to bring the knees only to the hips and really bring the chest up to meet the knees. Really nice work, guys. You're about halfway there. So we've got now 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Breath in and let it go. Your back is on the mat, your knees are knocking together, and you're just resting. Full breath in. Full breath out. Nowhere to be. Breath in. Breath out. And when you're ready, you'll bring your knees in. And you'll take your right ankle across your left knee. For reclining figure 4, we'll reach through and catch your left thigh. And you might feel yourself tip to one side, to the left side a little bit to really get into that right hip. To allow the tailbone to soften towards the earth, the back of the head, let it be heavy. You can also take your left leg long, extending it towards the sky. You might get that maybe more ease in the pose than the traditional setup. Take another big breath in. Then bring both knees and give them a squeeze. Rock up to seated. So we're going to take a hip opener seated with the right foot, if you can, on top of the left thigh. If that's not possible, then just bring the soles of the feet together, bottom to angle, or just in a seated pose. Once you arrive in what you can do, what you've chosen, you'll walk your hands forward and you'll drop your chest through your arms. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more breaths. Take another big breath in. And let it go. Walk your hands back, lift your chest. So let's come back to the mat. So back on the earth, knees in. Now my left ankle comes across my right knee. I catch the right thigh. Left hip opening. For some of us, this is enough. Another couple of tips, you can always take this to a wall and press your right foot into the wall. Sometimes when I'm teaching, I'll walk around and stand on someone's mat and have them press their foot into my thigh, and I'll lean back towards it so you'll get that same effect with a wall, but also tipping to the right slightly. Full inhale, full exhale. Beautiful. Another big breath in. Back of the head heavy. You can lengthen the right leg if that provides more ease up towards the ceiling. And bring both knees in, rock up to seated. This time the left foot comes on top of the right thigh. And we'll walk it forward, or whatever version you're taking here for this pose. Drop your head, release. And it looks like I am going to go a few minutes over. I hope you can stay for that, just till about 8:20. So you get a full and proper Shavasana. One more big breath in. Walk your hands back. Take your back to the earth. Bring your legs up to the sky. Roll the ankles, flex the feet. Simple supported pose here. Legs to the sky, back on the mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. And of course, if you have copious amounts of time in your morning, you can find an inversion. You can do any other poses you like to do when you're winding down before Shavasana. Otherwise, we'll take another big breath in. And then we'll release the legs, exhale. Let the feet flop off to the side, arms by your sides as well. Rock the head side to side, just allowing yourself that little bit of permission to really drop, to let go of the mind, the body, the muscles relax. We even let the conscious breathing go, so we're not forcing or manipulating, we're letting it flow. Final resting pose. I'll cue you out of it. I actually have a Tibetan sound bowl today. I'll give you a little chime at the end to let you know Shavasana is over. And for now, just rest. Shavasana. Okay, you can come out of Shavasana. The gong there the bowl didn't quite deliver. I did leave my chimes in the studio, which I can't go back and get, but we improvise. So come out of your Shavasana, move the hands, the head, the feet. Roll onto your right side, pausing for a moment, maybe recalling that intention you said at the beginning of class, the gratitude, the loving kindness for yourself, whatever it was. Encourage you to take that with you, to take your breath with you. Encourage your friends, loved ones to practice yoga because you know how much you love it. Well, that you can try, but not sure they'll jump on board. But extend your love outward for sure. Take your hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. And namaste, exhale. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I can't wait to see you guys again. Until then, we'll see you here. Rosella, Stacy, Jenny, Mary, thank you. And have a great weekend. My pleasure. Can't wait to see you guys. Take care.